Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Schlieffen. And we're going to be in one of those games where I was playing during Montana Madness, had to wait for my Montana to come back, so I jumped in another ship. And the Schlieffen was one of the ones that I go to when I am waiting, you know. I like playing the Schlieffen. A lot of people don't enjoy the Schlieffen. I don't know why. I think it's one of the most fun ships you can play at Legendary Tier. Some can argue whether it's the best or not. I don't know, but I would say it's fun. And for me, lately, that's something that I enjoy. Just try to have a little bit of fun. And so that's what we're going to do in this one. Now, right off the bat, you're going to notice that I spawned over here with two destroyers. A Kleber and a Shima. Alright? I don't want to go straight into the middle. You'll notice that on the enemy team, we also have Strike Knight and her division, aka Jess and her division on the enemy team. So I got to be aware of that because, you know, there's a chance that if they do recognize me anywhere on the map, that I'll end up being on the receiving end of some planes and all that stuff, and it's not ideal. But before I go charging straight in, I want to put myself in a position where I can actually limit who can engage me. Now, right out the gate, we go ahead and take a shot on the Preußen. Unfortunately, it's too little too late. We shoot the crap out of the island, though. But as we come around the back side of the island, I need to remember a couple of things. First of all, we don't know what we're up against just yet, and that's when the Kaba gets spotted with a Vermont and the Preußen. So Preußen, Vermont, and Kaba. Okay? A lot of firepower, but we do have a Kleber here, and with my Schlieffen between us, we should be able to kill the Kaba no problem, right? You'll notice one of the people that spawned mid is at least looking in this direction, potentially going to come over here. But we're going to try to get around the corner here. We are about to get spotted by the Preußen, which is unfortunate, but you can see Kaba has taken a beat down up to this point, and I want to try to help with that. So we go ahead, aim the shot, pull the trigger, and the secondary start unloading as well, and we slap that man for 6 hits. 1 full pin and 5 overpins, leaving that man with, of course, just enough to continue being a problem. Fortunately, Montana does not. And Montana, from the middle of the map, finishes him off. So shout out to the Montana player. Now, like I said, Preußen, Vermont, and they're not alone. They also have somebody coming from the middle of the map to come over and help. And we are going to try to push the issue here. Now, remember, one of the themes that we've had this week is talking about overextending. And right now, I am rushing the enemy, right? But I'm not going to overextend. I know it seems like I am, because you see all these ships and we're getting really close. But again, the whole point of the Schlieffen is to get close. You can see, we're going to take hits, we're going to take damage. You can't be charging this many guns and not. Right? They'd have to be stupid in order to screw up this much. But Vermont's over-angled as well, so we're going to take what we can get. We're already at 20,000 damage. We haven't even got a single fire yet, despite having almost 100 hits with the secondaries, which is absurd when you think about it. Again, when it comes to fires, I have the worst RNG on the planet. Ain't even close. But you'll see that as we go dark, the Vermont ends up shooting, and I thought he would miss here, but of course he doesn't. He ends up hitting us anyway. But we're going to go ahead and shoot another gun. We've got 3 more guns about to come up. He's still over-angled, and we're going to still punch him. But the good news is we're now behind the island, but the bad news is the Conqueror has decided to come over here as well. And he had AP loaded, which is kind of okay, but at the same time terrifying. Because if I'd have got caught a little bit further broadside, I'd have been in trouble. Now, Kleber has run away. He's going all the way over to the Delta Cap. He's going to engage another destroyer over there, which is great. As long as he does his job and he manages to get rid of another destroyer, I mean, you can't really argue with the man. However, the Montana behind me and the Shimakaze behind me are going to be a bit obnoxious for me. Because, again, I want, every fiber in my being wants to roll around this corner and just murder all 3 of these battleships, right? Like, I just do. But you'll notice that I'm sonar now, right? Now, we know that the sonar doesn't last that long. Just like the GK, the Preußen has a long-range sonar, but it only lasts like a minute or a minute and 20 seconds, something like that. I don't remember exactly how long it lasts, but it's not super long duration. Whereas the Schlieffens, the Schlieffen sonar lasts much longer. But what I want you guys to see here is, as these guys are thinking about pushing in, because remember, they see me on the backside of this island, they're thinking, oh god, we're going to have a Schlieffen roll up behind us. So they're going to start to push forward. There's also a Montana here. Kleber has doubled back and is using his guns. You can see that Vermont just took an absolute beatdown from somebody. I don't know who hit the Vermont. I'm assuming it was the Montana, but at the angle that the Montana's shooting, like, it's hard to believe that the Montana just did that much damage. So, like, I feel like he got shot from somewhere else, and I don't know where that would be. But as we think about rolling around the corner here, look at the enemy Preußen. You see how he's starting to come forward? He's getting a little bit antsy, right? And we're going to make sure that he doesn't get away with it. As we sneakily, still haven't been spotted, drop 8 torpedoes onto the path of a 1,000-foot-long ship at 3 kilometers. Yeah, enjoy that, sunshine, as we slap him for another 20k as well. And then, of course, we have our torpedoes that are just going to send that man straight to the Shadow Realm. Unfortunately, Shima does hit him with one right as we come around the corner, or right as he takes our torpedoes, so we don't get all of the damage, but we do manage to get rid of the Preußen. That's huge. Now all that's left is the enemy Vermont and the Conqueror. And now I'm feeling much better about charging these guys. Now, in a perfect world, I would wait until I have torpedoes on both sides of the ship. That way I could roll around the corner and dump torps off of both sides of the ship. However, that's not the way things end up working out. I just decided to commit to it. I don't want these guys to continue being a problem. Conqueror is going to continue being annoying for my team. You can see Shima's still sitting in the same spot he's been for 8 minutes, doing circles back there, launching torps from maximum range, when if he had just moved forward, the Bands has 15 torpedoes. You can't tell me you can't hit 3 battleships. Like, you don't have to get spotted, okay? I'm not even saying get within 6 kilometers of the man, because you know that the Preußen has the long-range sonar, but good lord, man. If that was me in the if that was me in the Shima, I would have like 200,000 plus damage in this one, because these dumb battleship captains all just grouped up. Like, it's just the wet dream of a Shima player. But you can see poor Conqueror now. I mean, again, you knew it was coming. I don't know what you expected, but you knew it was coming. So we just roll around the corner. We've got secondaries firing. We've got our Conqueror, or sorry, not Conqueror, but Kleber ends up torping the Vermont, which just goes to show you again, Kleber has short-range torpedoes. If he got his torps off safely, then I'm sure that the Shima would have been just fine. But yeah, this poor Conqueror's guns aren't even looking at me, so easiest kill ever as we get our torpedoes off, and we've taken all of his health with our guns, and finished the deal with the secondaries. Now that puts us up to 165,000 damage. We got our second kill. And it's not over yet, guys. We still have 2 destroyers and Jess in the cruiser. She's in the Dutch cruiser. So we are going to try to track them down if we can. Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. Sometimes you get a little bit tunnel visioned in this game, and it's dangerous. Because when you get tunnel visioned in this game, people can sneak up on you, right? Now, I want to save my sonars until I know that I'm charging like a smoke screen or something, right? Like, I don't want to use my sonar until I know that it's going to be effective. That being said, the torpedoes pop up on my left and suddenly there's a smoke screen over there and I'm like, oh, well, I mean, if you're going to show me where you're at, then I'll take it. Now, Shima's spotting for other Shima. And then, of course, Jess is popping up in the background, and Jess is right on the border, so she can't really go anywhere. She has to turn away or just sit broadside. So we take a shot at Jess as well, and we're going to charge down the Shimakazes, letting our secondaries do what they're going to do. We pick up our high caliber by hitting Jess, and as we charge out here, we know that it's just a matter of time before the Shima and the smoke get spotted, and you can see we finally get him spotted up, and they're in trouble. Now, unfortunately, I don't have my secondary booster at the moment. The game's almost over on points, so if anybody dies at this point, the game ends. But there's just 10 points left. Can we get the kill? Come on, Spartan. Fire the guns! And it's over. No, no, we could have had a better game there, unfortunately. But I was a little bit too patient. I think I could have been a little bit more aggressive. But still, 2,426 base XP top the leaderboard. A fun little game. Jess coming in top of her team as well. Let me know if you guys enjoyed. If you like what I'm doing, punch the like button. Leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, I will see you in the next video.